Last time
on Cruising Joan Lynn.
Jim and I braved Lake Ontario from Rochester to Oswego, then changed course up the Oswego River to the town of Fulton, New York.
Here we go again. I kinda wanna be more than friends.
These docks, this area is a dump.
The power poles are up on top, so you have to come all the way around. We spend the night in the dilapidated town of Fulton, eager to continue on the next morning.
There's nobody here attending to anything here. There's nobody even here to take our money. We make our way from the Oswego River to New York State's Erie Canal, this episode of Cruising Joan Lynn.
Let's begin now. 360.
I woke up this morning and I said, instead of waiting for a good day to happen, waiting around through ups and downs, I just said, look.
We're gonna have a good day, and all my homies gonna ride today, and all these mommies look fly today, and all we wanna do is get by today. Hey, we're gonna have a good day, and ain't nobody gotta cry today, 'cause ain't nobody gonna die today. You can save that trouble for another day. Hey, we're gonna have a good day.
So we left Fulton, and we got out of there safely, hit the concrete, and now we are following another boat south of the Oswego River, just passed through Lock 3, heading to Lock 2. So we passed through Lock 2, and we're heading to Lock 1, which is Phoenix. We're going to pass by just to see if they have any space. If they don't, we're going to continue on to Baldwinsville. We called Baldwinsville, and they have plenty of room. It's just, 10, 15 miles or so more. We were kind of hoping, since we have a long day tomorrow, to have a shorter day today. But that's all part of boating. But it did stop raining, and we're under mostly cloudy skies. There's still a pretty strong breeze. I call it more wind at this point. So getting in and out of the locks are a little challenging, but I have Joan aboard, so we're good. We're behind a boat. It's kind of moving a little slow. A little too slow for us, like 2 miles an hour, and I don't even know if we're going to be behind this boat after Lock 1. I don't know if we're going to make it to Baldwinsville.
It didn't take us long to reach Phoenix at Oswego Lock 1, but just as we suspected from a follower's tip, the Phoenix public docks were full.
Okay, well, we just passed through dreaded Lock 1, dreaded Lock 1 bridge. They opened it for us because that slow boat in front of us has even a higher height than we do. So
The thing about boating the canals is that the slowest boat sets the pace. We respect the speed limits and no wake areas, but in times when we can step it up, we like to.
The lockmasters along the canals communicate with each other, and they know how many boats to wait for before they close their lock doors. Overtaking slow-moving boats between the locks is not worth the effort because the lockmaster ahead will wait for all the boats in a cluster to make it to the lock before closing the lock doors.
The lockmasters know how long it takes for boats to reach them from the previous lock.
And if you are speeding through, they may just hold you up in a lock waiting just to teach you a lesson.
We are finally here in Baldwinsville, and we are going to go check out the town. You ready?
You pull on my heart to a lonely scene. Tell me I'm more than just half, more than in between.
Just to see what there is to see. Take a walk. Been in the boat all day, stretch the legs, Gotta burn some COVID calories anyways. So we're walking down the entire wall of Baldwinsville and over to our left, opposite the water, is an old cemetery. And I'm thinking, I wonder if it's haunted.
We returned from our short walk, but we had been to Baldwinsville before. One thing we had not done before while cruising is make our own pizza.
Alright, what am I doing? It's probably what you're asking. I'm making pizza. First attempt at making pizza aboard, but we have a little toaster oven right there, if you see that. Pan over that. And we're gonna make a pizza. Maybe even more than one. And see how it comes out. We'll let you know. And I forgot the pepperoni at home, so we have a little package of pepperoni in our freezer back home that I forgot to pack with us. So we have some cold cuts, we have some ham, so I'm just going to take some ham and break it apart and throw it on the pizza just to get some protein in the pizza. Just like that. And in the oven it goes. And voila! Pizza wouldn't be pizza without Tabasco sauce. So apply a little bit and take a first bite. Delicious.
Our friends Jim and Donna had fallen behind and were not able to rendezvous with us today as planned.
And it's only doubts that we're counting on.
The new plan was to continue forward to the town of Clyde, where we would wait for them to catch up to us, as they were about 20 to 30 miles behind.
We should become more adventurous.
Around 9:30 and headed up to Cooper's Marina in Baldwinsville to get pumped out, but they're closed on Sunday, so we discovered that once we tied up, so for their dock. So we just left the dock, and now we're headed down the Erie Canal, westbound to, not really sure we're going to stop for the night yet, maybe Clyde, or maybe we can make some more headway, I don't know. So, here we go.
If we sometimes leave you wondering what it is we do all day while traveling, the answer is not a whole lot. I drive the boat and sightsee while Joan usually taps away on her iPhone or laptop in between naps.
Oh yeah? But who does all the camera work while your hands are on the wheel?
Alright, you win. We'll edit that out.
Okay, so I lied, none of that's true. But not having you is making me blue. And I want you for the rest of my life. Yes, I want you to be my wife. I'll give you a ring and a home sweet home. And if you want, you'll be free to roam. But not too far, I'll be begging you please upon my bending knees. 'Cause if you don't love me, I'll kill myself. Yeah, if you don't love me, I'll kill myself. Yeah, if you don't love me, I'll kill myself.
Alright, we just passed through Lock E25 in Lions? I thought it was Mays Point. Yeah, Mays Point. And we got about 6 miles to the next lock, which is Clyde, and I think we're going to spend the night in Clyde.
After we passed through the Clyde lock on our approach to the public dock, we had no choice but to creep through a field of sticks and logs. It was quite a mess, and later we had to use an underwater cam just to inspect our props to be certain we didn't hit anything too hard.
After we passed the last lock to get to Clyde, there was a field of branches and logs and floating in the water everywhere. It wasn't about trying to avoid them. It was about trying to hit the smaller ones and not the bigger ones. I just pulled this out of the water. It was floating right in front of the boat. I just pulled it out of the water. Look at the size of this thing. This is a prop killer. They really need to start cleaning this freaking canal out.
Good throw, hon. Stop here at Clyde is pretty nice. There's a little pavilion here, and there's actually power in there. There's a playground. Another train coming by, and you have to cross the bridge to get to everything in town, but this is a nice quiet little setting other than the trains that come by every hour or so.
We are North Americans, and for those of you
Jim and Donna were catching up, but they had just launched their boat for the first time this season and were still a few hours behind. It's 93 degrees outside, and I'm enjoying some salsa and chips. Hey hon, what are you reading?
Reading a book called The Ketchup Factory by J.P. Valeries, which stands for John Paul Valeries. Happens to be my cousin. So he wrote a book. It's fiction, and I want to read it. Well, I'm staying cool in the air conditioning because it's freaking 90, 100 degrees up there, and I just want to stay here and be comfortable. Jim and Donna arrived late that evening, just before the sun started to go down. Joan and I decided it would be best to turn off the cameras for the evening and make Jim and Donna a nice dinner while they prepped their boat for their overnight stay.
picking up the pieces of my sweet shattered dream.
Everything seemed to be going quite well as we made our way further west, with Jim and Donna now traveling with us in hopes to reach Macedon by the end of the day. The generator aboard the Donalee had failed, however, leaving Jim and Donna without the comfort of air conditioning, among other things, and their sump pump wasn't working, preventing them from taking a shower aboard.
We were counting on Macedon to provide some hope, but we had to get there first.
Turning back the pages to the times I love best, I wonder if she'll ever do the same. Now the thing that I call living is just being satisfied with knowing I got no one left to blame. Carefree highway, I got to see you, my old flame. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you.
Listening up to the chatter on the VHF radio, we began to realize that trouble may lie ahead.
The water level between locks 29 and 30 had been reduced to between 4 and 7 feet deep for a distance of 3 miles along our last stretch to Macedon.
As we approached Lock 29 in Palmyra, we learned that the Colonial Belle was being taken out of its winter storage at Lock 29 when she ran aground in shallow water a few miles ahead of us. Passage to all recreational vessels had stopped for about an hour while the Belle was being freed and towed to Fairport.
I guess they got it moving again slowly, but they stopped all boat traffic between locks 29 and 30 until the Colonial Belle made it through. The Colonial Belle, from what I just heard over the radio, made it through, and the lock is supposed to be opening back up again. And we are pulling back up to lock 29.
While we were in the lock, we were instructed by canal authorities to follow the lead boat, the captain of which was given a map to follow to steer clear of the shallows. The next 3 miles would be a nail-biting, no-way cruise to Lock 30.
could mean the difference between us making it or our trip ending very, very early. So we're just taking it easy here, 2 miles an hour, and being patient about it. They said no passing, no wake, and single file. So that's what we're doing.
We finally made it through Lock 30 into the marina in Macedon, where 2 neighboring slips were waiting for us when we arrived.
Trees swaying in the summer breeze.
Donalee is having some problems. Jim can't get the generator to stay on, and his toilet's not flushing. 2 separate problems. I think there might have been some other ancillary issues as well. So I'm not really sure what right now what the fate of this is going to all be, or how it's all going to turn out. But we're going to wait for them to make a decision, and we'll stick by them with whatever they decide to do.
The distant lights in the starry sky.
Beers and a wire cutter. That can only mean one thing. We're going to Jim and Donna's boat.
Waves must fall, but don't you know that it
Y'all decent?
Yeah, we're decent.
Oh, it feels good in here. It is hot outside.
We stopped asking permission to come aboard. We're just coming right on aboard.
I got the strippers. Not that kind of stripper, unfortunately.
So I heard you got your toilet working?
My son said that this bourbon crosses the equator a number of times to age it. So it's supposed to be like, you know, top shelf. I have no idea because I don't drink bourbon, but I think we need to try. We're on the water.
Subscribe now and don't miss our next video coming soon. You can catch the previews after these credits.
beats against my window pane. I'll think of summer days again and dream of you, and dream of you.
Next time
on Cruising Joan Lynn.
All right, we are leaving the Macedon dock after 2 nights here and make our way up to Fairport, which is about 5 miles away, no locks.
15 miles on the Erie Canal.
We thought we had to go all the way around, but we just, on the way back, we found this cute little staircase that takes us right up to the bridge.
The secret haunted staircase.
Oh, I think that's great. It's a nice town, nice people.
Skies and the weather look a little iffy. There's some rain in the forecast.
But, you know, you gotta take the good with the bad.
After a short stay in the village of Fairport, we continue on to the town of Spencerport,
where the town's dockmaster took issue with us staying an extra night on the town wall.
There's signs all up in here, 48-hour docking.
But the New York State Canal Authority invited us to stay an extra night and gave us a cell phone number to call if the town dockmaster gave us a problem.
this creepy guy, big, tall, old guy with a cane, comes thumping his way down the dock. I'm the dockmaster. It's only 40 hours. I've been watching you, and you need to leave.
Just got back from the shower. Still no dockmaster.
He lives just across the way, and he's sitting on his porch, watching every move we make, waiting for us to leave.
Happy anniversary.
No sign of the dockmaster yet.
We just finished a big 4th of July lunch, burgers and salads and corn on the cob and all that, and still no dockmaster.
Yeah, You could hear the thumping from his cane all the way down the dock until he gets to your boat.
You people drive me crazy. Be out of here by 5 o'clock tonight. If you're not, I will have the sheriff down here.